My name is Kendall, and today I'm going to be talking to you about estuaries. This is a body of water found all around the world, and so today I'm going to be explaining them to you. So this is my ThingLink image. It's a map of North America, and on here my tags are all about estuaries. So the first one is just basic information about them. So what an estuary is so it's a body of water, but it's partially enclosed. So it's along the coast, and it's a transition from the ocean, and it changes into the rivers and streams. So when this transition is happening, the salt water mixes with the fresh water. And so this is a great place. This is a very helpful place because it's like protected by ocean waves, winds, and storms, by like the barriers of islands and peninsulas. And also there are many different habitats, like there are marshes, swamps, beaches, oyster reefs, deltas from the river, tidal pools, and other things like that. And so my second tag is where are estuaries located. Now, there aren't a lot of them, but they can be found like all around the world. So the water, since it is combined, it's called brackish water, and this kind of water is in the estuaries that are all around the world. Like all of the water is brackish because it is the mixed version of salt and fresh water. So some examples of estuaries around the world. In the United States, two of them are the Chesapeake Bay, which is located in Maryland, Baltimore, and its watershed is very big. It's about 64,000 square miles. And also another one in the United States is the San Francisco Bay. As you can see here, it is the largest estuary in western North America, and it drains 40% of California. So this is how their water, the ocean water comes in, and it becomes the mixture of them. And another estuary, which is in eastern Canada, is the Gulf of St. Lawrence. It is also very large, and because the estuary is basically a long river, but the water is not fresh water like it would be in a regular river. This is a very long river. It's 744 miles long, which is considered by many people the longest estuary in the world. And this is where a lot of harbors provide jobs for people. So it is a very productive system. And so that is one importance of estuary, but there are also many more. And so in an estuary, when the water combines, it creates like the transition zone between two very different things, which is the ocean and the sea. So this is one way of them combining, but you usually don't see them together. So the estuaries are places where it's like a very safe place. It doesn't have it's not salt in the ocean, which is it can be dangerous to certain types of animals, and it's not like the many rivers are like rushing in the current and the tide. It pulls them a certain way if they just want to. It's a great place where fish, birds, animals, because they might not be able to do this. They might not be able to feed, find a home, grow up, and start migrations. the ocean or rivers might not be like a very good place to do this. So estuaries, since they have the calm water, it's not too salty, but it doesn't have the strong current of a river. So it has a very good economic system, and it's very productive because it has um, a very large ecosystem that's very productive. It has fish, birds, like marine mammals, and some crustaceans, like shrimp, crabs, things like that. And finally, my last tag is what estuaries do for the environment. And on this website, the Wild Classroom, so you can see it has many other things, but I'm on estuaries, so you can watch this video. It is about estuaries. They have just a short video on mangroves, which is one kind of estuary. It's like one of the, as I was explaining before, for where they are located, or what estuaries are. I mentioned how they have different habitats, and so this is one of them. And the ones that were on examples of estuaries, another one is Puget Sound, and Boston Harbor and Tampa Bay. They are all, even though they have the name of Sound, Harbor, and Bay, they are still estuaries because it's the transition zone between ocean and sea. It could be a sea, or it could be a river, or it could be a stream. Any transition between saltwater and freshwater is considered an estuary. So, what they do a lot for the environment because they foster so many animals. They have shorebirds, like if you see any seagulls, ducks, geese, things like that. They could live there because it's a very safe place. They also have many different kinds of fish. Fish come here to feed. They come to grow up. They come to migrate because it's a very safe, calm place that is protected, again, from all the ocean waves. So it doesn't have the wild current of the river. Crabs and lobsters, like crustaceans like that, they can live here. Marine mammals, clams, other shellfish such as oysters, things like that. Reptiles, seabirds. These are only just some of the names of animals that live in estuaries. There are many more that live in and around estuaries because they are very productive and they have a very healthy and diverse ecosystem. And when the rivers meet the sea, they create a wonderful world, which is the estuary. It is different from anything else on Earth, and I'm so glad that I got to learn about these because they are very interesting, and I hope I can learn more about them because I learned that they are so amazing because they're located all around the world, many different places, and this transition place, this is where a lot of ecosystems become what they are. Because of estuaries, this is where where animals can start new families, when they can grow up, where they can feed. It's a very safe place, and people too. Like I said, with the Gulf of St. Lawrence, that is 744 meters long. So that is where people they find jobs. They find jobs on the harbor. So as you can see, estuaries do so much for our environment. They do so much for our ecosystem, and I hope you learned a lot today because I certainly did. So thanks for watching.